Triple H has sent an interesting message following WWE Raw's debut on Netflix. It was a historical night for the sports entertainment juggernaut. The latest edition of Monday Night Raw saw the return of legends like The Rock, John Cena, The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, and more. As far as in-ring action is concerned, Roman Reigns, Rhea Ripley, Jey Uso, and CM Punk walked away with wins to kickstart the new era. Taking to X, formerly known as Twitter, Triple H mentioned the incredible atmosphere at Intuit Dome and thanked the WWE Universe for being a part of the show. He also shared a photo with his wife, Stephanie McMahon, who made her first appearance since SummerSlam 2024. From the moment at Intuit Dome doors opened, through the final bell. What an incredible night. A massive thank you to the @WWE Universe in LA and around the world for being part of the first ever #Raw on Netflix. See you in 7 days, at Netflix, tweeted Triple H. WWE veteran makes a worrying prediction for Raw. While speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion on Raw, Vince Russo pointed out a big issue with this week's Monday night show. The show featured only 4 matches in over 3 hours of runtime, and the former WWE writer felt that a section of fans might not return to watch the product next week. If you look at this, it is amazing to me. We had 4 wrestling matches in 3 hours. I mean, if you're a fan of the actual wrestling, you're already watching the show. If you're not, and you're tuning in because of all the hype and hoopla, and you're seeing 4 very long matches over 3 hours, I just don't know if you're racing towards the television set next Monday. It will be interesting to see how Triple H books Raw in the coming weeks and whether the momentum can be carried after a strong start on Netflix. Following the monumental debut of WWE Raw on Netflix, fans and industry professionals alike were buzzing with excitement. The announcement that WWE Raw, a flagship show for the global wrestling juggernaut, would stream on Netflix was a game-changer in the world of sports entertainment and streaming platforms. The new deal marked a historic collaboration between WWE and Netflix, propelling the wrestling business into the digital age with a fresh and expansive reach. WWE Chairman and Chief Content Officer, Triple H, delivered a special statement regarding the historic debut, reflecting on the significance of the partnership and what fans could expect from the future of WWE on Netflix. WWE has always been about innovation, pushing the boundaries of sports entertainment, and providing our fans with the most exciting, engaging content possible. Today, we are thrilled to take another monumental step in that direction with the debut of WWE Raw on Netflix. This partnership is more than just about bringing one of our most iconic shows to a broader audience, it's about evolving with the times and meeting our fans where they are, and they are on Netflix. Triple H continued, acknowledging the efforts behind the scenes that made this momentous achievement possible. This isn't something that happened overnight. It took countless hours of planning, discussions, and dedication from everyone at WWE and Netflix to make this a reality. The collaboration between our teams has been nothing short of incredible. We've always strived to give our fans new and unique experiences, and this is a perfect example of how we continue to evolve. The decision to debut WWE Raw on Netflix has opened up a whole new world of possibilities for WWE fans, particularly those who may not have access to traditional television broadcasts. Netflix, with its vast global reach, allows WWE to connect with audiences in regions and demographics where the product may not have been as accessible before. This global exposure has set the stage for WWE to introduce new talent, new storylines, and bring a fresh perspective to the programming. One of the things that excites me most about this deal is the opportunity for WWE to reach a wider and more diverse audience than ever before. Netflix's global footprint allows us to showcase WWE Raw to millions of fans around the world who may not have been able to tune in via cable or satellite. From the United States to countries like Japan, India, and beyond, this partnership puts WWE right into the hands of fans wherever they are. Triple H also shared his excitement about the enhanced storytelling opportunities this new platform could provide for WWE. With a worldwide audience at their fingertips, WWE's creative team now has the chance to craft longer, more elaborate storylines and feature international superstars who may not have previously gotten the level of exposure they deserve. WWE has always been about stories. Whether it's the heroic rise of a champion or the shocking betrayal of a beloved superstar, our fans live for those moments that leave them on the edge of their seat. Now, with Netflix, we have the chance to experiment with longer, more immersive storytelling in ways that traditional television just didn't allow. We can bring our international stars to the forefront and truly showcase the best talent from every corner of the world. While the statement was full of optimism, Triple H didn't shy away from addressing the challenges ahead. WWE has always been a well-oiled machine, but navigating the world of streaming presents a new set of hurdles that will require time and flexibility. We understand that launching on a platform like Netflix is a huge responsibility. Our fans expect the best, and will never stop working to deliver that. There will be a learning curve as we adapt to the nuances of this new format, but one thing is for certain: we're committed to bringing the same level of passion and excitement to WWE Raw on Netflix as we do in the ring every week. And with the support of Netflix's incredible platform, we're confident that we'll exceed our fans' expectations. Triple H's comments also touched on the business side of the deal, including the potential for future partnerships and sponsorships that could arise from this collaboration. With Netflix's focus on premium content and WWE's global recognition, the deal creates an opportunity for new sponsorships and merchandise opportunities, taking WWE into new territories. This partnership opens the door for new revenue streams, from global merchandising opportunities to new sponsorships that can take our product to the next level. We've seen the success of WWE's merchandise through traditional channels, but now we're able to take it directly to fans through their Netflix app. That's a game changer. Beyond the logistics and business side, Triple H also expressed his gratitude to the fans who have supported WWE for decades. The fans are the heartbeat of WWE, and this expansion onto Netflix was as much for them as it was for the company. I want to take a moment to thank the fans. Without you, none of this would be possible. We've been fortunate enough to build an incredible, passionate community, and we've seen how much WWE means to so many of you. This move to Netflix is a way of saying thank you. We're constantly looking for ways to give back, and this is just another example of how we're adapting to make sure you always have access to the WWE content you love. In conclusion, Triple H's statement was a celebration of WWE's innovation, global reach, and future possibilities. The debut of WWE Raw on Netflix marks a significant milestone for WWE, one that will likely set the tone for future developments in the company's approach to content delivery. With fresh opportunities for storytelling, international expansion, and fan engagement, WWE's partnership with Netflix promises to revolutionize the way fans experience sports entertainment. This is just the beginning. As we continue to evolve, we're committed to finding new ways to bring you the very best in sports entertainment. WWE Raw on Netflix is the first step in a journey that will take us into new territories, new stories, and new heights of success. Thank you for being a part of this journey with us. The best is yet to come. With this bold and exciting move, WWE has set a new precedent for the future of sports entertainment, and fans can expect even greater moments of action, drama, and intrigue with WWE Raw on Netflix. Triple H's vision for WWE's digital expansion is well underway, and the future of WWE looks brighter than ever. I'm sorry, man. Triple H accused of self-glorification by WWE veteran, imagines Vince McMahon's reaction from home, exclusive. While it should not surprise many, Chief Creative Officer Triple H kicked off the first WWE Monday Night Raw episode on Netflix. Vince Russo has now noted the WWE CCO's decision was another example of his self-glorification on TV. WWE has undergone several unforeseen changes over the past few years as Vince McMahon was not only ousted but Triple H also gradually rose to become one of the most powerful personalities as the head of the creative team. There was a time not too long ago when it seemed like there was a power struggle backstage when Vince McMahon tried to force his way back into the company. The road for a McMahon return seems shut for now, and, in the meantime, Triple H has made huge strides as a booker. Vince Russo, however, had a problem with the cerebral assassin being front and center of the WWE product over many of the talents. While speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw, Russo called out Triple H's self-glorifying habits and believed it was the game's way of rubbing it in Vince McMahon's face. And let me tell you something, nobody is more into self-glorification than Triple H. I'm sorry, man. He thrives to be the one to open these shows. He thrives in being on all the promos and highlight reels. He eats that stuff up. I swear, every time I see that, I just like, man, you continue to shove your father-in-law's face in this. From 42:11 onwards. Former head writer Vince Russo worked under McMahon for many years and speculated that his former boss wouldn't be too happy seeing his son-in-law appearing during important TV moments just to prove a point. I can't help, Chris, but to watch shows like this and to watch Triple H in all this and listen, man, I'm talking about completely different. I'm not talking about whether Vince McMahon is guilty or not guilty, we will know that, but we don't know it now. But I just can't help but watch this and think of that, an 80-year-old guy watching at home. 41:38 42:10. Raw's debut on Netflix was a star-studded affair with several legendary names making appearances. Stars such as John Cena, The Rock, The Undertaker, and Hulk Hogan, among others, were seen on the programming. It remains to be seen what the future holds for the brand. Triple H sat back in his chair, watching the fallout from his recent interview. He had never been one to shy away from the spotlight, especially with his deep roots in WWE. But the criticisms were coming fast and furious, from every corner of the wrestling world. The controversy had been sparked by his recent words during a press conference. When asked about his legacy, he had spoken candidly, recounting his many accomplishments in WWE, from his title reigns to his leadership behind the scenes. But what had rubbed some of his critics the wrong way was his subtle, yet undeniable, focus on his own role in WWE's success. Sometimes, man, you gotta take a step back and recognize the work you've done, Triple H had said, leaning forward into the microphone. I've been a part of this company's greatest moments, not just in the ring, but behind the scenes too. If you look at everything that's come out of the WWE, a lot of it's because of the vision I've had. I'm proud of what I've done, and I think people need to understand that. It was an honest statement, but perhaps too much for some to swallow. The backlash had come quickly. Some fans and veterans of the business, particularly those who had been around for decades, felt that Triple H was starting to cross a line. The criticisms ranged from calling him arrogant to accusing him of glorifying his contributions over others. One name stood out above all: Stone Cold Steve Austin. Come on, man, you can't go around talking like that, Austin had said on his podcast the next day. I respect the hell out of Triple H, but self-glorification doesn't sit well with me. You want respect? You earn it without constantly talking about yourself. You can't be the guy always saying I did this, I did that. We've all put in the work, but humility goes a long way, and it's something I think he's lost sight of. Triple H had heard these words with a deep exhale. Austin wasn't the only one. Other veterans like Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, and even some active wrestlers had quietly voiced their concerns. While Triple H had always been confident in his place in the company's history, he was starting to wonder if his words had gone too far. Back at home, Vince McMahon was far from thrilled. It wasn't that he didn't respect Triple H, after all, the man was his son-in-law. But Vince had always prided himself on being the orchestrator of WWE, the mastermind behind its success. When the news reached him that Triple H had subtly compared his impact to that of the company's very foundation, Vince couldn't help but laugh, though it was more of a bitter chuckle. Vince was sitting in his plush recliner at home, remote in hand, scanning through the morning news, when a headline caught his eye: Triple H accused of self-glorification by WWE veteran. He could almost hear the criticism in Austin's voice as he read the words on the screen. Vince leaned back, his mind racing with thoughts of how he would address this, or whether he would address it at all. Self-glorification? What's the big deal? Vince muttered to himself, his voice laced with disbelief. What did they expect him to say? He's done everything for this company, hell, he's given his blood, sweat, and tears. But these people, these veterans, they have no idea what it takes to keep the wheels turning now. Triple H is doing his best to keep this company relevant, to keep it modern. What are they doing? He clicked the remote, flipping to a news report about Austin's podcast. As the interviewer asked Austin about Triple H's comments, Vince rolled his eyes. Steve, Vince mumbled under his breath, chuckling darkly. You were the king of self-glorification in your heyday. Now you're telling Triple H he's being too proud of what he's accomplished? Vince found the notion almost laughable. To him, everything Triple H had said about his own impact was fair game. After all, who knew WWE better than him? Who had worked harder to establish the company as the global powerhouse it was today? Who had led its biggest talents into the future? Triple H had been there at the beginning, evolving from a snobbish blue blood to the face of WWE for an entire generation. Yet here was Austin, who had spent most of his career claiming the spotlight without an ounce of humility. To Vince, it seemed like the perfect case of the pot calling the kettle black. Still, Vince knew that Triple H had to face the consequences of his words. The business was a strange one that required humility, but also a constant self-promotion. Sometimes, too much of one could backfire. Vince reclined in his chair, tapping his fingers on the armrest. What's done is done, he thought. Triple H knows how to handle this. But there's one thing he needs to learn: he needs to apologize. Not because he's wrong, but because sometimes the business needs a little softening. People want you to acknowledge them, not just talk about yourself. Meanwhile, Triple H sat in his office, reading the reactions, taking in the feedback from both sides of the aisle. The accusations stung, but he knew they were partly true. He had always prided himself on his work ethic and dedication to the company, but perhaps he had crossed a line with his recent statements. I'm sorry, man, he muttered to himself, recalling Austin's words. Triple H had always respected Austin and looked up to him as a cornerstone of the business. To be called out by someone he considered a friend and a mentor hurt. He had been so caught up in trying to establish his legacy as both a wrestler and an executive that he hadn't considered how it might be perceived. The next day, Triple H called a press conference to address the situation. He stepped up to the microphone, trying to hold his composure. He knew he had to be transparent, to show that he understood why people had taken offense. Listen, I've always been proud of my work in this company, he began, his voice calm but serious. But I realize that in some ways, I've come across as too focused on my own contributions. That was never my intention. The WWE is more than just me, and it's never been about just one person. It's about all of us, the talent, the fans, the employees, and I need to remember that. As Triple H spoke, Vince, sitting at home, couldn't help but nod in agreement. He knew his son-in-law had the right instincts. He just hoped that this would be a lesson learned, one that would help Triple H grow into the kind of leader WWE needed him to be. By the time the press conference ended, the storm had passed. Triple H had apologized, shown humility, and offered an olive branch. Fans and fellow wrestlers accepted his apology, and even Austin later admitted that he respected Triple H for taking responsibility. Vince leaned back in his chair, a small smile creeping onto his face. Good work, Hunter. You did what needed to be done. The balance of pride and humility was a delicate one. But for now, WWE's future was in capable hands, someone who, despite his occasional misstep, was willing to learn and grow. And maybe, just maybe, that was all Vince McMahon could have asked for. Triple H seemingly confirms new WWE signing, could debut next week on Raw. Triple H sat down to interact with the media during the Raw on Netflix post-show, where he touched upon several topics. When asked about Chad Gable's mystery opponent from next week's show, the game seemingly confirmed the ongoing rumors about Penta El Mito being the surprise debutant on the episode. Ever since he departed AEW a few months back, there have been rampant rumors of Penta's WWE arrival. The Stanford-based promotion even dropped a few hints at this debut, though it wasn't anything concrete. However, their recent announcement is clearly the biggest hint yet at the 39-year-old star's signing. WWE announced that Chad Gable will take on a mystery luchador on the Monday Night Show, instantly giving way to fan speculations. When Chief Content Officer Triple H was quizzed about Gable's potential opponent on the post-show, he seemingly validated the rumors by saying most of the wrestling universe has figured it out. Though Triple H wasn't conspicuous while hinting at Penta's impending debut, it would be a shocker if the mystery luchador doesn't turn out to be the former AEW star. Apart from Gable's match, WWE has also announced Finn Balor vs. Damian Priest for the show. The two longtime rivals will go to war in a street fight in the upcoming episode. The energy in the WWE universe reached a fever pitch this past Monday night on Raw, as a cryptic comment from Triple H sent shockwaves through fans and insiders alike. While fans are used to the game making bold statements, his latest remark hinted at something much bigger, a new signing that could be poised to make an immediate impact on the main roster. The revelation came during a backstage interview with the WWE COO, where he was addressing the ongoing changes and additions to the roster. When asked about the state of WWE's talent pool and the potential for new stars to break out, Triple H took a moment before giving an intriguing answer. "There's something brewing here that will change the landscape of Raw. I can't give you everything just yet, but let's just say that we're not done building. The future is coming, sooner than you think." His words were vague enough to keep everyone guessing, but his tone and the way he spoke about the situation made it clear that something major is on the horizon. Fans immediately started speculating about who this new talent could be, and there's no shortage of possibilities. Theories abound. Who could it be? The first and most obvious question was, who is this mystery signing? Triple H's careful choice of words indicated that this individual would not only be someone fans would recognize, but someone who could immediately alter the course of WWE programming. Several names have surfaced in the rumor mill, each bringing with them their own unique potential to shake things up. 1. Former AEW stars. One of the most talked about possibilities is a former AEW star. With the recent shift in the wrestling world and some key departures from All Elite Wrestling, fans are wondering if WWE is about to capitalize on the current landscape. Could someone like MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, known for his fiery promos and undeniable in-ring ability, be on his way to Raw? MJF has never been shy about his ambition, and his brash persona would fit perfectly into the chaotic world of Monday Night Raw. Alternatively, Adam Cole or Kyle O'Reilly, two men who have had strong runs in NXT, have long been rumored to make the jump to WWE's main roster. Their inclusion would not only be a boost to the star power on Raw but also provide fresh matchups for top stars like Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley. Cole's charismatic personality and O'Reilly's intense wrestling style would undoubtedly make an immediate impact. 2. An NXT superstar getting the call-up. Another theory gaining traction is that Triple H could be bringing up an NXT star who has been dominating in developmental and is now ready to showcase their talents on the grand stage. There are several top names who could be on the cusp of their main roster debuts. Braun Breaker has been a standout star in NXT, quickly establishing himself as one of the future faces of WWE. His intense style and legacy as the son of Rick Steiner make him a prime candidate for a main roster call-up. Fans are eagerly awaiting the moment when Breaker steps into the ring with top-tier stars and proves that he can hang with the best of them. Carmelo Hayes is another name that is often brought up when discussing potential NXT call-ups. His smooth, athletic style and charisma have made him one of the most popular superstars in developmental. A debut on Raw would solidify him as one of WWE's future top heels or babyfaces, depending on how the company decides to position him. 3. A legend making a comeback. Triple H's cryptic comment also led some fans to wonder if he was alluding to the return of a legendary figure. The notion of a landscape change often points to a big return or debut of someone whose presence would have an immediate, undeniable impact. With WWE's history of bringing back legends, fans have been speculating about potential returns of figures like The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, or even John Cena. While it's unlikely that someone of that caliber would debut in a match immediately, the idea of a surprise appearance or involvement in a major storyline is something that would electrify the WWE universe. If Triple H is teasing a surprise for Raw, the return of a legend to set up a match or feud at WrestleMania could be a thrilling prospect. Triple H's confirmation that something is brewing has only increased the anticipation for next week's episode of Raw. The fact that he hinted it could be coming sooner rather than later has only added to the excitement. Fans will likely tune in with a mix of excitement and trepidation, hoping that the mystery will be unveiled on live television. One thing is certain, WWE seems to be gearing up for a significant shift in its programming. With a new signing potentially making their debut, fans can expect an adrenaline-fueled Raw that could alter the landscape of WWE's current stories and rivalries. Could this debut signal the start of a new era in WWE, one with fresh talent, dynamic rivalries, and unexpected twists? The possibilities are endless. What is clear is that WWE is pushing the boundaries of what we can expect. Whether it's bringing in someone from the outside to shake things up or elevating a top talent from NXT, the show is headed in a bold new direction. Triple H has always prided himself on evolving WWE, and this move is no different. If the rumors are true, and a new signing is indeed coming to Raw next week, WWE fans will be in for an exciting new chapter. The anticipation alone is enough to make this announcement one of the most talked about events in recent months. Whatever happens, it's clear that Raw will be the place to be for the foreseeable future. With Triple H at the helm, the potential for new stars and stories is limitless, and the fans are ready for whatever comes next. Stay tuned, as WWE's next big revelation could come sooner than we think. The question remains, who is Triple H talking about, and how will they change the course of Monday Night Raw? Only time will tell. Returning WWE star sends message to Triple H ahead of Raw reunion. A returning WWE star delivered a heartfelt message to Triple H ahead of a Raw reunion tonight. The Red brand is set to debut on Netflix tonight, and the show will air live from Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, California. Pat McAfee will be returning to the Raw announce team tonight and will be reuniting with his old friend, legendary commentator Michael Cole. Triple H was a guest on the Pat McAfee show today and was complimented on his leadership. McAfee noted that the Game was a terrific leader, and you can check out the heartwarming exchange in the video below. You are a phenomenal leader. You need to know that. Everybody will run through a wall, that wall, for you if they needed to, McAfee said. From 017 to 023. Pat McAfee has been absent from WWE television for a while as he was working on ESPN's College Game Day. He made a surprise appearance during Saturday night's main event last month to call the action alongside Michael Cole. WWE Hall of Famer predicts Triple H will cross the line with content on Netflix. Wrestling legend Teddy Long recently predicted that Triple H would push the envelope regarding content on Netflix. Speaking on Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Time Machine show, the Hall of Famer noted that the company would be sticking with family-friendly content for Raw. However, the Hall of Famer added that the King of Kings would push the creative team to have edgier content on the streaming platform. They're gonna keep it family-friendly, but I'm telling you right now, brother, they are gonna cross the line. The sponsors are gonna look at it like this. The sponsors are gonna go with what's drawing the money, what's drawing the viewers. So that's how that's gonna work. From 112 onwards. The Rock and John Cena are scheduled to appear on Raw in addition to the matches already planned for tonight's show. It will be fascinating to see if WWE's creative team has any surprises in store for wrestling fans during tonight's historic edition of the Red brand. As WWE fans across the globe eagerly anticipate the upcoming Raw reunion, the atmosphere within the locker rooms and among the superstars is electrifying. The excitement isn't just emanating from the usual suspects but from the returning stars, each preparing to make a statement. But one superstar stands out in this reunion, the legendary, unpredictable, and powerful figure whose return has everyone talking. This particular WWE Hall of Famer has sent a cryptic yet intriguing message to Triple H, the head of creative, ahead of his highly anticipated appearance. The message, a direct and personal communication, was shared exclusively to Triple H's private digital space. Known for his mind games and cryptic messages, this WWE legend made it clear that his return to Raw is going to be nothing short of an explosive spectacle. Though his words were carefully chosen, the weight behind each syllable was unmistakable. This is only the beginning. The world knows my name. They know my legacy. But you? You know me better than anyone else. What you see on that stage is just a glimpse. I've been watching, waiting, plotting. This reunion isn't just about nostalgia. It's about rewriting history, our history. I've got unfinished business, and I'm coming to collect. Don't blink. Don't look away. This is my moment. Triple H, ever the mastermind, read the message with a calm but calculated expression. Behind his eyes, a storm of thoughts churned. The last time he interacted with this star, their chemistry was undeniable, whether in the ring or behind the scenes. Their shared history, both professional and personal, could make for a powerful, unpredictable reunion. But what the returning star's message implies is clear: this isn't a mere cameo. This is a mission. A declaration. And Triple H is no stranger to the kind of calculated chaos this legend can bring. The atmosphere backstage at Raw that night is electric. Raw talent mingles with legends. Excitement swirls in the air, and the air feels thick with anticipation. WWE's creative team has been working around the clock to ensure the Raw reunion is a night to remember, but there's an unspoken tension about what might unfold in the coming hours. As the moment draws nearer, whispers spread through the locker room. Rumors swirl that Triple H has already spoken to the returning legend, discussing what role this star might play in the reunion. Speculation is rampant about whether the returning superstar will align with any current roster member, maybe even one of the high-profile factions, or if they'll follow a more personal, singular path to challenge one of the top talents on Raw. There's talk that this legend's return might have a purpose beyond nostalgia. Fans know that when someone like this comes back to WWE, it's not just for a reunion tour or a one-off. This star has always been about legacy, and that legacy is one of dominance and undeniable influence. Their message to Triple H echoes this sentiment: they are here to make their mark once more. When the moment finally arrives, Raw's opening segment is like no other. A hush falls over the arena as Triple H steps into the ring, microphone in hand. The WWE Universe is holding its breath, waiting for what he'll say. They know that something monumental is coming. This is Triple H's world, and he's been the orchestrator of countless moments that define the company's history. But even he knows that the path ahead is unclear. His message is straight to the point. I've seen it all. I've fought the biggest names. I've been through battles that have rewritten history. But tonight, it's not just about me. It's about what's next. For this company. For all of us. The past and future are colliding. And what happens next, well, that's something only the stars who truly belong here will understand. So, let's get to it. Just as Triple H is about to leave the ring, the arena lights flicker. The sound of a guitar riff echoes through the speakers, instantly recognizable. A few gasps from the crowd signal the arrival of the familiar melody. It's not just any return. This entrance, this theme music, belongs to none other than Shawn Michaels. The WWE Hall of Famer and multiple-time world champion slowly steps onto the stage, mic in hand. The reaction is overwhelming. The crowd erupts into a frenzy of cheers and chants. But even as he stands there, soaking in the adoration, there's an air of seriousness in his expression. Shawn Michaels knows how to work an audience, but tonight, there's no teasing or antics. His message is clear. As he makes his way down to the ring, the fans continue chanting his name, but the tension in the air is palpable. With a microphone now in hand, Michaels looks at Triple H and begins. You know, Hunter, we've been through a lot together. From the rise of DX to the wars, the championships, the blood, sweat, and tears, we've had our share of battles. But this is different. You saw that message I sent. You saw what's coming. And tonight? I'm not here for nostalgia. I'm here to take what's rightfully mine. The crowd goes silent, hanging on every word. I've been watching, and I've seen where this company is headed. But it's not enough. I've got business to finish. And I'm going to do it the only way I know how, by taking everything. Everything that was once ours. Everything that's mine. And if you're in my way, well, don't say I didn't warn you. The air thickens with anticipation as Shawn Michaels locks eyes with Triple H. The tension is undeniable. Everyone in the arena knows that Michaels doesn't speak in riddles. He's not here just for the fun of it. He's making a point. Triple H, always the strategist, smiles and nods slowly. The two men, who have had their ups and downs, have never truly been on opposite sides of the coin. But with Michaels' return, things are about to get complicated. You know, Shawn, Triple H says with a grin, I figured you might say something like that. But welcome back. Welcome to the chaos. The moment is electric. What's next for WWE after this message? The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear, Shawn Michaels is back, and Triple H is ready to meet him head-on. The Raw reunion will never be the same again. The fans, the locker room, and the superstars are all waiting for the first move to be made. Whether they align, feud, or simply burn the house down, one thing is certain, Triple H and Shawn Michaels are about to take WWE by storm once again. And for the WWE Universe, the journey is just beginning. Triple H has inspirational response to emotional message from WWE fan ahead of Raw. Triple H responded to an emotional message from a WWE fan ahead of tonight's edition of Raw. This week's episode of The Red Brand will be the first show on Netflix and will air live from Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, California. Ahead of tonight's historic episode of WWE Raw, Triple H shared a heartfelt interaction with a wrestling fan on social media. The fan noted that he was bullied growing up, and watching professional wrestling served as an escape for him. The King of Kings responded to the fan with a heartfelt message, which you can check out in his post below. Thank you, my friend. You don't live on the fringe, you're the center of our universe. Let's have some fun tonight, Triple H said. Tonight's edition of WWE Raw features a loaded card and will likely be a memorable show. Pat McAfee teased that there could be some surprises in store for fans earlier today as well. Former WWE writer claims he doesn't believe anything Triple H says. Wrestling veteran Vince Russo recently stated that he does not believe a single word out of Triple H's mouth. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Writing with Russo show, the legend claimed that WWE Saturday Night's main event was a flop last month. He noted that the game recently compared today's product to the Attitude Era and disclosed that he doesn't believe anything the veteran had to say. I don't believe anything Triple H says. I really don't. I mean, he is comparing this to the Attitude Era. Saturday Night's main event was an absolute flop. I don't believe anything the dude says. I don't believe anything he says. I don't believe anything Tony Khan says, bro. It's all talk. It's all chatter and it's all talk. I stopped believing in anything they say a long time ago. From 8:07 onwards. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa will be squaring off in tribal combat tonight, and CM Punk and Seth Rollins are set to battle in a singles match. Liv Morgan will defend her Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley on tonight's episode of WWE Raw on Netflix. Only time will tell if the promotion has any surprises planned for wrestling fans during tonight's. Triple H confirms major change coming to WWE SmackDown. Triple H confirmed that a major change was coming to WWE SmackDown. The Stanford-based promotion is set for the debut episode of WWE Raw on Netflix tonight. The King of Kings was a guest on the Pat McAfee show today and shared an important announcement regarding SmackDown. Triple H noted that the blue brand would be running for 3 hours for some time and then revert to the 2-hour time slot in the future again. SmackDown used to air on Fox, but the promotions deal with the network came to an end last year. This past Friday's edition of WWE SmackDown ran for 3 hours on the USA Network and featured the Bloodline picking up a victory over Sami Zayn and the Usos in a 6-man tag team match in the main event. Wrestling legend criticizes the way Triple H books WWE television. Wrestling legend Konnan recently discussed what he felt were the 2 weakest parts of Triple H's booking strategy. Speaking on his Keepin' It 100 podcast, Konnan criticized the game for how he booked the women's and tag team divisions. The veteran suggested that tag teams were at the bottom of Triple H's priorities and his booking of the women's division had been subpar. "I was going to say, maybe it's hard to, I always say in Mexico, I can't push everybody at the same time, right? He's got priorities, and the tag team are at the bottom, but he should know better because he was a part of DX, which had a lot of good tag team matches. But I think the tag teams aren't being booked well and most of the women aren't either," he said. 122-149. Raw's Netflix premiere is shaping up to be an eventful show. CM Punk will be squaring off against Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns is set to battle Solo Sikoa in a tribal combat match. Liv Morgan will also be defending the Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley, and both John Cena and The Rock are set to appear on tonight's historic edition of the Red Brand. The wrestling world erupted into a frenzy when Triple H, WWE's chief content officer, took to the podium during a surprise press conference at the WWE Performance Center. Flanked by WWE officials and a few notable superstars, the game announced a monumental shift coming to SmackDown, promising to redefine the landscape of the blue brand. "This isn't just a tweak or an adjustment," Triple H declared, his voice steady but intense. "This is a new chapter. The WWE Universe deserves the absolute best, and it's our responsibility to keep raising the bar." Starting next month, SmackDown will feature an entirely new format and focus that will change how you experience professional wrestling. While details were sparse, Triple H dropped several bombshells. Among the most notable announcements was the introduction of a new championship title exclusive to SmackDown. The WWE Championship lineage is one of the most prestigious in the history of sports entertainment, Triple H began. But in the spirit of competition and innovation, it's time to introduce a title that represents the future. This new championship will embody everything SmackDown stands for: athleticism, storytelling, and global appeal. The crowd in attendance buzzed with speculation. Would this new championship replace an existing one? Would it create an entirely new hierarchy? Triple H was quick to clarify. "This isn't about replacing history, it's about building on it. The undisputed WWE Universal Championship will remain a cornerstone of SmackDown. However, this new title will provide opportunities for emerging talents to break into the main event scene while keeping our established stars challenged." Another groundbreaking change was the announcement of longer, more cohesive story arcs. Triple H admitted that the WWE Universe has been vocal about inconsistent booking and rushed narratives. "We've heard the feedback loud and clear," he said. "Starting immediately after the Royal Rumble, we're implementing long-term storytelling strategies. Every feud, every alliance, every championship run will have depth and meaning. We're bringing back the kind of storytelling that makes you emotionally invest in every character and match." To facilitate this, Triple H revealed the formation of a new creative team exclusively for SmackDown. The team will be led by veteran producer Road Dogg, with input from wrestling legends and rising stars alike. "We're blending old-school wisdom with new-school ideas," Triple H said. "Our goal is to create stories that resonate not just for weeks, but for months and even years." Perhaps the most polarizing announcement was the return of strict brand exclusivity. For years, WWE fans have seen stars freely moving between Raw and SmackDown, blurring the lines between the brands. Triple H confirmed that this era is coming to an end. SmackDown will stand on its own as a distinct entity, he stated. Superstars will no longer appear on multiple shows. This will allow us to develop unique identities for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. It's about giving each brand its own flavor, its own must-see moments. This announcement raised questions about what this meant for the Bloodline storyline, a narrative that has dominated both Raw and SmackDown for over 3 years. Triple H reassured fans that the conclusion of Roman Reigns' saga would be handled with care. The Bloodline story is far from over, but as it evolves, you'll see it align more closely with SmackDown's exclusive focus, he teased. Another exciting revelation was the influx of new talent set to debut on SmackDown. Triple H confirmed that several top stars from NXT and international promotions had been scouted, with some already signed. The next generation of WWE superstars is ready to shine, Triple H said. And some of the names you'll see debuting on SmackDown will blow your mind. These aren't just rookies, they're game changers. Adding to the excitement, Triple H also hinted at the return of some legendary figures to SmackDown. Let's just say that some iconic names are about to remind everyone why they're legends, he said with a smirk. Speculation immediately ran wild, with fans wondering if stars like The Rock, John Cena, or even the long-retired Edge might make their presence felt. In a move aimed at further engaging the WWE Universe, Triple H announced a new digital initiative that would allow fans to influence certain aspects of the show. Starting this March, we're launching the SmackDown Interactive Experience, he explained. Fans will have the chance to vote on match stipulations, help shape rivalries, and even decide which superstars get title opportunities. It's about making the WWE Universe an even bigger part of the action. Backstage, the reaction among WWE superstars was a mix of excitement and nervous anticipation. Speaking to reporters, Kevin Owens expressed his enthusiasm for the changes. "I've been in this business long enough to know that change can be a very good thing," Owens said. "If this means more opportunities and better stories, then sign me up." Rhea Ripley, the reigning Women's World Champion, also weighed in. "Triple H has a vision, and if history is any indication, it's going to be incredible," she said. "I'm ready to see how these changes elevate the women's division, too." Even Roman Reigns, the tribal chief himself, offered a rare comment. "Change is inevitable," Reigns said. "As long as it's done the right way, I have no doubt it'll be best for business. But rest assured, the Bloodline will remain at the top." Social media lit up immediately following the press conference, with #SmackDownRevolution trending worldwide. While many fans expressed excitement, others voiced skepticism. "I'm all for long-term storytelling, but WWE needs to deliver on this promise," one fan tweeted. "New title? New stars? This could be amazing or a total disaster," wrote another. As Triple H wrapped up the press conference, he left the WWE Universe with a final thought. WWE has always been about evolution. From the Attitude Era to the PG Era to the Reality Era, we've adapted and thrived. This is the next evolution. And trust me, it's going to be epic. With the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania season on the horizon, all eyes are on SmackDown to see how these changes will unfold. One thing is certain, the blue brand is gearing up for a revolution, and the WWE Universe is ready for the ride.